writes things like this? Who's this guy? Why is he here? So we're just cutting to here now. Why not? I didn't think you could get any stupider, but here we are. They couldn't even write the animals well. How does that make sense? How could you not there now? Like this? No, just take their top off. How do people act? What the fuck did I just watch? Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of What the Fuck Did I Just Watch? My name is Martin. You can also call me some jerk. Sometimes I go as that. And I'm sure all these guys want to call me a jerk, because what we have on our panel is three people from all over the globe. And by all over the globe, I mean, I don't know, some fucking island up in shithole. So we'll start with Mr. Smooth, who loves to be called Mr. Smooth.
I know.
And that's exactly what gets ladies wet. That's how smooth it is. Alright, we also got today Chris. He's a newcomer to the site and everywhere, really. I've never heard of him. Neither of you. And now you have. Go.
What's up? Yeah, it's good to be here, I guess.
That's the enthusiasm we look for in this show. Alright, we also got Kyle. Kyle, how you doing?
What's up, fuckers?
Oh, what made you think that this was the movie where it's like, I totally have to be on board? Other than me telling you that you actually had to be on board for this. What do you have to? Why did you guys just want to do the show when you knew what this was going to be?
Because I'm a masochist.
Thank you, Kyle.
I guess I'd always wanted to witness the death of comedy, and I think this will probably deliver.
Well put. What about you, Mr. Smooth?
Because I'd already agreed to be on the podcast before he told me what the film was.
So
he really is playing Russian roulette with this show. It's just like, oh, this sounds like such a great idea. This guy's gonna do bad movies. Please don't be the gay one. Please don't be the gay one. And we have another gay movie. And I have to tell everyone, I'm not trying to sound like I'm bashing a specific, like, oh, we're going to watch another gay movie. No, that's the name of this. It's another gay movie. This thing exists. And let me just run down. Netflix has this longer description, but I have to read you the one from IMDb. 4 gay high school friends make a pact to lose their virginity before they go to college. That's it. They're like, the rest of it's fucking stupid. Let's cut it there. Whereas Netflix decides to go on. It's like, that's not enough. We need to give them a better sense of what this movie's about. So Studley Jared, Nerdy Griff, Flamboyant Nico, and Innocent Andy all want the same thing, to lose their virginity. And they'll paint the town lavender, which is just kind of offensive to put in your description. To do so, it's a gay take on the teen comedy genre that's filled with naughty gags aplenty. So, yeah. This is...
That's not... I've actually got the back of the box here in front of me as well. Because I was stupid enough to order the DVD instead of just downloading it.
Yeah, so... I did the same thing. For Kyle, I promised him, I said, look, I'll get you the movie. You'll see it. I'll put you on the show. You have these great one-liners. I didn't say half of that. I'm really making it up, but it's how I felt. Now, Kyle.
Yeah, I just downloaded it.
And you're also going to get a copy.
Oh, come on.
Is it your birthday?
Let's hope that whoever's in your house sees it first, and I hope it comes in, like, pink and purple, like, wrapping paper.
My dad already thinks I'm gay. Come on. Come on.
Well, at least I didn't have everyone see the sequel, because there's a sequel to this movie called Another Gay Sequel, Gays Gone Wild.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, alright. This movie, you know, based on just the average reviews, got a 2.8 on Netflix. It has a 4.9, which isn't that great, but it's better than, you know, like some horror movies that are on IMDb. Based off my ratings on Netflix, this decided that 1.7 stars.
I don't know, it's still a lot better than most of the stuff I've been watching recently, but according to its IMDb score, so I'm not too worried.
Well, you know
Apart from the fact that on the back of the box it says about an uncontrollable romance with a quiche.
Oh, really? They're ripping off American Pie?
Well, it says on the front. It says something about being a variation on American Pie. So yeah, that means they just lifted everything and then changed the references to be gay.
Actually, I am looking at the cover right now, and I'd never noticed the quiche because the big play symbol is right where it is, so it just looks like some naked dude. Well, but there it is, front and center. You know what? Let's see what we're getting ourselves into. Let's check out the YouTube trailer.
Mom? What's going on? I like guys. Duh! Fact is, none of ya has done the big A.
Scientifically speaking, we're all still virgins.
We just need to make a pact. We all get laid before the end of the summer.
We each need to define whether we're a top or bottom.
Well, I, for one, am 100% top.
Isn't anyone bottom curious?
What are you curious about, Andy?
Get ready for the gayest.
Hey, Hunter's your cucumber. Well, I guess that's life for the gay son.
Sexiest.
Like what you see, Poppy?
Indeed.
Hottest.
It is such an honor to meet you without digital censorship.
Woof. Naughtiest.
Oh, what are you wearing? You mentioned water sports. Guess we wanted to take a dip.
Raunchiest.
Griff finally tapped into the security system in the locker room. Yes. We have Bush.
Most outrageous movie of the year.
It's stuck.
Maybe this sex thing is just not all it's cracked up to be.
Did you ever, get to third base?
Yeah.
What's it feel like?
Like warm, quiche, rain.
Featuring lip syncer James Getzlaff, Graham Norton, Scott Thompson, and Daryl Stevens, Richard Hatch, Matthew Rush.
God! It's not what it looks like. Andy? It's not working. Do something. What are you doing? Give me some of that. I mean, let me try.
So yeah, that is truly. That was.
Gay?
Someone give me words to put in my face hole. 'Cause nothing's coming out. Like, it's one thing when we're watching movies that are so bad that there's something entertaining. That just looked bad.
Gay?
Yeah.
But, all right, you know what? Let's move on with this shit
It's
because
written in the 1940s or something.
he's queer. See, and what do they got? They got spiky hair. They're wearing lavender.
I tell you what's very, very funny. A gay man.
Let's start with you, Mr. Smooth. What are you going to expect from this movie?
Nothing at all.
Nothing. This movie is going to play. I'm going to look at it. I'm going to shut it off, and then I'm going to record, and I'm going to forget that it ever happened. You actually sound like a very conservative dad right there. All right, Kyle, what are your expectations going into this?
I think it's gonna try really, really hard, and it's just gonna fail every time.
Do you think that there's going to be a part where maybe you might get a chuckle or a laugh, or maybe they'll try something clever, or do you actually think everything is going to fail?
Maybe a slight chuckle every once in a while, but I don't see anything good coming out of this.
And what about you, Chris?
Well, I think my main problem with this movie already is that it's another gay movie, and I haven't seen a gay movie, so maybe the parody material will be really funny if you have, but I don't know if it's going to work. I really wonder how much of American Pie they're going to rip off, and maybe that'll be a joke. Maybe that will be in some way good.
See, that's what I'm wondering, because I've seen plenty of gay movies, and a lot of them are actually pretty good. Priscilla, Queen of the Desert was brilliant. I didn't really like Brokeback Mountain, but I don't like romances. What else was there?
Yeah, just 1 second while we IMDb this shit.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. What is it? Oh, I Love You, Philip Morris. That was a fantastic comedy. That shows like how you can take the inverse relationship roles and make it funny, like actually funny. Anyway, you know what? I think this is as good a place as any to subject you guys to another gay movie. So let's see what happens, alright? Are you ready? Nah, fuck it. I don't care if you're ready. Let's do it.
I don't know what to say. You don't have to say anything. I just had to let you know.
Are we gonna fuck or what? Because my balls are turning blue.
And we're back, and that was another gay movie. So, this was. I watched this last night at a going away party for my friend, who's also my girlfriend's brother. And he's going away to Israel for about 2 weeks, and given that the state of the affairs in that region of the world right now, even though it's a small chance, there is a chance that might be the last movie he ever sees. So if he's in Tel Aviv and a bomb goes off or something terrible like that, he's going to be on the ground just like, I go to see everything with that son of a bitch, and the last thing that went through my eyes was two guys fucking. So that's kind of that's how my expectations compared. It's just terrible, terrible, terrible. Worse than I thought. Like, terrible compared to the trailer. And I had no expectations, and it sank below that. How about you guys? We'll start with you, Chris. How did your expectations after seeing the movie compared to watching the trailer?
Well, I had read a couple of quotes about it saying it would be a bit like American Pie, so I thought it might be a little bit quirky and upbeat. I didn't expect it to get as graphic as it did, and by the end of the movie, I wasn't sure whose side it was on. Like, is this for homosexuals or homophobes or just people who hate everything? I don't get it. Like, who would actually sit down and watch this movie and be like, oh, that was really good?
What about you, Mr. Smooth?
Well, I also expected nothing and got less than nothing from it, so yeah, I kind of hated it a bit.
And Kyle, how did your expectations kind of line up with the trailer?
I didn't expect it to go that far. Like, I thought it would just be lighthearted, but yeah, that was pretty fucking gay.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose that's one thing, is we can't say it lied to us.
Yeah, it got very gay. There were a lot of dicks in this movie, and not just like, the flaccid stuff that you used to Hollywood. Like, no, that's totally a guy stroking it. What was this? I think it got an R rating too. Let me just check that real quick because I'm actually curious at what this got for a rating. I mean, if it's unrated, nope, it's not rated. Never mind. So yeah,
according to the DVD I've got, it's an 18.
An 18. Oh, I actually got a rating. But I decided to look up some trivia for this movie because I figured, oh, it's got to have something. And sure enough, there are 4, of which 3 of them are who give a shit trivia. Just like in one scene, Nico's mother shows him a video where he, as a child, did an impersonation of actress Karen Black in Airport 1975. Karen Black appeared in director Todd Stevens' previous film, Gypsy, '83. That's fucking fascinating, isn't it? I think the most fascinating thing about that is that this is his second movie. The only thing of this trivia that I can see that I absolutely believe is it says this was shot in 16 days. After watching this, can any of you honestly say that it would have taken any more or less than that?
Probably less. I could see it being less.
Oh, it might have been less. One less butt fucking, and maybe it could have taken 15. All right, let's do some Q&A. All right, Chris, I'll direct this first one to you. Is it okay to stereotype as long as you can claim gay?
Well, this got released and got a reasonable rating on IMDb, so apparently yes. Yes, it is. They spent so long characterizing what type of gay person they were that they forgot to give them any kind of character.
Not just that, but everyone else, and I hope I'm not alone in this, everyone else had like this awful stereotype of what they should be. And it's like, except for the fact that it was gay, there's no reason for it. It would be insulting and insensitive in any other case. But I think
Yep.
because they're handling a quote-unquote heavy topic, they're like, well, we're gay, so this is fine.
Yeah, because they even stereotyped like the Asian woman as well, which was just unbelievable as well. What was
Yeah,
it? They gave her subtitles in Asian writing whenever she spoke in English, and then as she leaves one of the scenes, they play like stereotyped Asian music.
oh yeah, they did the whole da 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 da.
Wong. Yeah, it was incredible. I couldn't believe it.
I drank like 2 liters of sangria by that point, and I'll say even at that point I was like, what the fuck is this movie doing? That's terrible. I was pretty shit faced when I saw this. And there was not a drop of booze that could save it. But Mr. Smooth, I got a question
Yes.
for you.
Okay.
Since when is being blind a mental disability? I'd like you to answer me that one because she was retarded, and all she was blind.
My favorite part was when she was just spinning round and round. I mean, looking through my notes, there's that bit where she fell down the stairs and you never see her again. And all I've written is, I think the blind woman just fucking died.
I never thought about that. I just forgot.
She leaves. There's a crashing sound. Gone from the movie.
Mr. Smooth, what about you? I mean, Chris is doing a great job summarizing just what a fucking shit show she was.
So sorry, I spent like a week just on that one bit, just thinking about that.
I'd imagine. I spent the good like 12 hours I got sleeping just fuming over what the fuck was going on. I think this piece of shit invaded my dreams and raped me.
I actually only watched it this morning, so I've not had a chance to dream about it yet. But yeah, I think it was because they kind of offended every other group. I mean, they offended black people with that angel guy who's very stereotypical, gay people, and then they just wanted to offend the disabled group as well. That's kind of the only reason I could get for her characterization.
All right, Kyle.
Shoot.
Actually, it's along similar lines. In the context of this film, where is the line between being gay and retarded?
Fuck.
Is there a line? I think there should be.
I hope so.
They're trying to make a point, right?
Were they?
I know the scenes had an overall story that they were trying to go to, and it had a beginning and an ending. But like, was there something in the middle at all? Can someone help me out with that?
There was a dungeon scene, and I hate you all.
They basically raped that guy, didn't he?
Yeah.
I don't know. He said
not even basically. I don't think there's any basically about it.
he did say the safe word. No, it was a safe horn.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing, but I guess it's a safe horn, and his hands went up. So I don't think his intention was to rape. I just think that the kid was too fucking stupid to actually say, "Hey, I don't want to be fucked in the ass right now." By you, Mr. Person with a 3-foot cock.
I'm not. I am pretty certain that this film did think that being gay was a mental disability, because there's that bit at towards the beginning where Muffler says something along the lines of him being a big time cum whore, and she delivers it with this look on her face where she's just got obvious brain damage.
I'm actually impressed that you remembered the name of one of the characters.
It wasn't too far away from Stifler. The rest of them, I all called their like American Pie counterparts.
Wait, did they match up with the American Pie cast? Because I knew that's what they were going
Some
for,
of
but
them.
like I know one of them was like Nico, and then there was boring and grumpy and sleepy.
I had to sort of give some sort of allowance, but yeah, the geeky guy I called Finch. The main guy was Jim, and I can't remember the rest.
Was there a main guy? It seems like they all got equally stupid time.
Yeah. Well, the jock guy being Oz Striker was pretty easy. But yeah, like I thought the main guy was the guy who got raped by Graham Norton.
And sucked his dad's dick, nearly.
Yes, yeah. And yeah, that was all kinds of horrible.
But yeah, there's parts where I know you have to suspend disbelief in order to enjoy a movie. Shit, I did it for Zabogar. I did it for Nude Nuns. I tried to do it for Iron Sky. This one, it's like this man just had a heart attack, and the EMS comes in, and their first thought isn't, let's get him on a gurney, let's do chest compressions. No, it's, oh, we gotta give him CPR, and they start making out with him.
Yeah.
And then he just gets back up and dances because it's reality.
Yeah, that whole scene brought me a couple of questions for you guys over in America. Do gays have separate baseball leagues, medical services, and other? I can't remember what the other one was. But yeah, do they just have? Are they completely segregated over there?
No.
What is going on with that?
Your answer is no.
So that there's no baseball leagues just all wearing arseless chaps then.
No, I mean we have parades sometimes where they wear assless chaps, but baseball teams and EMS services, no. That's why I'm like, is this happening just because this is supposed to be gay? I have no problem with gay material, but when it's like, oh, we're gonna do something completely stupid because it's gay and gay is funny, then I have to draw lines and say, no, this is just bad.
Everyone eventually became gay as well. They couldn't have one straight character. Everyone turned gay at some point. The dad did. I think when the credits started, the main mum did as well.
Well,
not the one who.
I think the main mum was
in drag.
I think that was a man in drag, right?
No, the other mum. The mum who was at the video shop. She starts making out with Muffler, and it broke me a bit.
Actually, that was my other question to you, Chris, is do straight people exist in this world?
I am struggling to think of an example.
Because I swear...
Only if they're blind and retarded. My final question about gay people in America was, do all gay authors sign books in the nude? Is that just acceptable? Is it, he's violating public decency, but it's fine, he's a gay author. You can just do that.
I should point out that I guess this was their attempt at a joke. Do you know who that guy was?
They said they explained that he was some kind of male porn star or something along those lines.
He won Survivor is what I found on Wikipedia.
Yeah, that is the guy who won the very first Survivor, and he was famous because he walked around with no clothes on the entire time. That's why he's there. Oh, and he's gay, so that's why he's there. That's why he's in the nude, and that's why I can only assume you finally see his dick. Because I'm sure there were some people sitting watching another gay movie, knowing that he was in it, going, I gotta see it without the pixelization. I gotta see it. It's probably like a 50-year-old fucking housewife whose pussy is drying up because she's not getting enough attention, but this is still the kind of person who's like, I gotta see a gay man's dick.
But presumably they'll be straight and thus blind. So what's the point?
Well, and then they fall down some stairs and die, and no one cares. So, all right, Mr. Smooth, this one's for you.
Okay.
Where did the German teacher put his penis when he wasn't using it?
In his sock?
Does it just like run down his leg? Is he actually missing a leg? And it's just there? Is it like a one-legged man with a dick in a shoe?
I don't know.
Oh, Kyle. Maybe you could help Mr. Smooth with his question.
Okay, what's your question?
All right. The question is, where did the German teacher put his penis when he wasn't using it?
What fucking question is that?
What? Because what the fuck? All you know is there's this normal guy, and then he comes out and he's got a cock the size of a minivan.
Was that Mr. Pukov?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. I just remember it was Graham Norton. I don't remember.
Who told him he could do like any kind of Central European accent whatsoever?
The same people who strapped that monstrous fucking cock on him, I think.
And those giant nipples.
Oh yeah, shit, his nipples were huge. But Kyle, if you can't answer that, answer me this: who put the webcam in the shower? Because I know they're switching through like webcams, and they're just looking as like, oh look, here's that guy. Oh, he's playing with his asshole. Now he's jerking off. Like, who the fuck put the camera there? Was there a coach character I just completely missed who was the pervert?
I think you're expecting too much out of this movie.
I think because everyone in the universe is gay, they're just allowed. They just put cameras in men's toilets. I don't know. They're all mentally retarded. It probably sounds like a good idea to everyone.
Are you trying to tell me that it was the mentally retarded straight people who put the webcam in the shower? Probably to make sure people didn't slip.
I know how it got in there.
How?
Because there was a scene in American Pie that had that.
That's probably a very good assessment. I think they were just ripping scenes from movies, not thinking like how they were put in order to make a cohesive story. It was like, that was in that movie that we're ripping off. We gotta put that in there. All right. So this one's for all of you. What was the scene that broke you? Like, what made you go, fuck, why am I watching this? We'll start with Kyle.
I think it was any scene with the butch lesbian chick. I hated that fucking character.
She was awful, and she gave gay men advice. She is the complete opposite on every measurable specter. I hope that makes a coherent idea. I just need some sort of intensity here, because she is the complete opposite, and she's telling them what they need to do. But what about you, Mr. Smooth? What was the scene that broke you?
The scene in the gay bar where the nerdy guy starts talking to those two guys from NAMBLA, and he tries to pretend that he's underage so that these two men will take advantage of him, I presume.
Oh god, I forgot about that.
That was fucking.
And you know what? It's not that hard to make a NAMBLA joke. I'm actually about to submit something to James for his podcast play where I make a NAMBLA joke, and I think I did it kind of funny. They just threw it out there like, okay, this could work. No, we're not gonna cut it out because the movie is already 89 minutes. It's not that long. If they cut it any more, then they won't be able to get it on Netflix. Which I know would be bullshit, but I'm running low on excuses for this piece of shit. And what about you, Chris? What part broke you?
Well, a couple of the scenes later on, I just started drawing increasingly sad faces, but I'm still gonna have to go with the opening scene, because at that point I knew there was gonna be like another 87 minutes of this crap, and comedy was already dead. It was already dead. Like, there was no poking it with a stick and hoping it would come back to life. It was
true.
gone.
There is something about like a comedy that's really tragic when it's terrible. At least when a movie is bad, it can be funny bad. So there's stuff to talk about, there's stuff to make fun of. When a comedy is bad, there's nothing there. It's just what didn't work and sadness.
What about the scene where it was just a guy shitting and that was the joke?
Oh yeah, that was also the scene with the survivor guy where they're sitting on the bed. He's gonna fuck him, but you know, when you have an enema, of course you're supposed to stick 3 up there. Like, I know this movie is like, we need a shit joke, so that's the development. That's how we're gonna do it. But when you actually understand how the human body works, you need food or something in your body. 3 enemas is not gonna make you shit for 20 fucking minutes. It's gonna make you uncomfortable, but then again, if you're willing to have a dick in your ass, I don't think you're worried. Oh yeah, if you could say one thing to the filmmaker, what would it be? And I'll start with Mr. Smooth.
Give up.
I agree. And what about you, Chris?
Stop. I admit it's pretty much the same as Mr. Smooth, but I didn't waste another syllable.
And alright, Kyle, what would you tell the filmmakers?
Fucking why? Just why?
It's not really telling them anything. That's more like a begging question. That's like asking
Well,
Bundy why he murdered all those people. Getting a coherent answer. Okay. And to top all of this off, is there any way you'd watch this movie again?
no. As soon as I downloaded it, I deleted it off torrents after I was done watching it.
Oh, did you get the copy that I sent you?
I'm really glad he didn't send me this in the mail.
Oh, I did. It just must
Shit.
have got lost or rejected or something. I don't know. When I put in your address, it's like, we can't find this one. Do you mean this completely different one? I'm like, I'll risk it.
I think if the only other movie available was Jerry, because at least something happens in this movie. Like there are images on the screen that move. That it's not just watching Matt Damon and Casey Affleck stumble around.
I haven't seen Jerry.
Don't.
Okay.
That's my review.
I'll take your word for it. But how about, let's see. How about you, Mr. Smooth?
Of course not.
No, there's no way at all ever.
No.
Yeah, I got a
even
question.
Oh, go.
Why was Andrew's mom a tranny? I mean, that wasn't really a joke. They didn't do it. His mom was a tranny.
Yeah, that was I think it was supposed to be an actual woman in the film. I guess.
Yeah, in the film's logic, yes.
But in this gay world,
because people who genuinely enjoy shit jokes and Richard Hatch just walking around naked being a joke will probably think that's a man in drag and that is therefore funny.
yeah, it's like this weird equational humor to it. Like, this is funny because it's strange, and this is also funny because it was done before. So if I combine them two, I have something else that is new and funny. Right? Right? Alright, so Chris, is there any way you'd watch this movie again?
Maybe if I'd sustained several head traumas, maybe. Or if it was a good way to make you suffer and I had to sit through it as well as a consequence. I think that would be fair.
Now here's another question. Is there any way any of you would see the sequel?
See previous answer.
I honestly don't know if I'll put this on as another episode, but I don't know. I'm curious. I don't want to see this movie. I don't want to see the sequel, but at the same time, I do kind of want to torture people with it because it would be hysterical.
Do we get the same characters? And more importantly, I want to know if we get the mum in drag and they actually use that to do anything with it.
Well, based off the description that I saw, it is the exact same cast. And out of all the sexy places they get to go to be gay, they get to go to Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Now, I know you guys overseas probably don't go to Fort Lauderdale, Florida, because there's a reason. If you were to come over to the States or Florida, especially Florida, you don't go to Fort Lauderdale. That's where old people go to retire.
Maybe it's really far in the future.
That place has nothing. There is nothing there.
But then Nico's boyfriend was a grandfather, was he not? So maybe that ties in.
Yeah.
Oh shit! They actually had a line of dialogue establishing that garbage.
Yeah, Muffler's grandfather or whatever the fuck. Every time I remember something about this movie, another part of me dies, I think is probably about right.
Alright. Does anybody have any final thoughts?
Gay.
This movie was gay.
I think this is how Rick Santorum sees the rest of the world. This is how he views gay people.
I think.
Oh, sorry.
Don't waste your time. Watch American Pie and pretend that half of the cast are also male. You'll get the exact same jokes.
I saw a bisexual porno that was one of the saddest things I've ever seen in my life. This is a movie where bisexuality of it is I guess it can be construed either way, because they will start having sex with a woman and then they will completely ignore her just to have sex with a man. Like, literally to the point where she will get up and leave. And I was watching this with a bunch of people in college, and it was supposed to be one of those fun, quirky things that you do as college kids, and this was just so sad. We actually felt bad for some of the actors in it. Now, that being said, that movie was still better than this piece of shit! I will never recommend it, and I think I'll even forget that I saw it, because if this movie was anything, it was forgettable.
But you had nightmares about it. It must have left some impression.
No, let's hope the alcohol got rid of the rest. Alright, let's get to the Netflix game. Alright, you guys ready?
Yes.
This is, of course, the game where I give you 3 choices. 2 of them are fake movies that I just made up. 1 of them is a real movie, and that will be the next movie on the next episode. Alright, number 1. When a space station is overtaken by alien parasites, a team of super soldiers is sent to eradicate the menace. As they shoot and slice their way through the host bodies, they find out that the real threat against Earth isn't the parasites infecting the humans, but rather the humans themselves. Number 2. A martial arts specialist accidentally becomes a superhero when he steps in costume, to help the cops catch a criminal. By doling out justice, he inadvertently makes himself a target of one of Mumbai's most wanted. Number 3. It's a slow news day, and Zach desperately needs a story if he's going to keep his job at the local paper. After scooping the cops on a serial killer's latest attack, he gets exactly what he wants, the inside story. But when the killings stop, it's up to Zach to continue what the killer started in order to keep his job. So we're going to start with Kyle. Which one do you think is the real movie? Number 1, 2, or 3?
Well, the first 2 sound way too interesting, so I'm guessing 3.
Okay, 3. And Mr. Smooth.
I actually think it's 3 as well.
Really? Why 3?
I don't know. It sounded more believable to me.
And what about you, Chris? Which one do you think is the real movie? 1, 2, or 3?
Well, number 1 sounds like the blandest movie ever made. I don't think it would be on this podcast. And number 3, everyone else has gone for. So I kind of like the sound of number 2.
Okay, so we got 2 of you guys thinks it's number 3 for completely different reasons. And we got 1 of you going for number 2. The real movie, I will say right now, the title is called Mooga Moody. And it is about a martial artist who accidentally becomes a superhero. It's basically...
Yes! Get in!
It's basically the Indian version of Kick-Ass.
Oh, God.
And for you guys who said number 3, I'm glad that you said it sounded like a real movie. And fuck you, Kyle, because that's a script I actually wrote once. I thought it was an interesting horror comedy with a slight satire to it. But you know what? I'm not going to do another draft of it because Kyle thinks it sucks. Fuck you and fuck the horse you rode in on. But to everyone, if you're listening to this podcast, if you have any questions, concerns, if you have any anything that you want to say about the movies that we are going to review, or any reactions that you had from ones that we have viewed, you can email me at somejerkfromboston at gmail.com. I'll come up with better shit later. Do you guys want to have any social media outlet you want to pimp?
Check out Movie Vault 666. It's something I do.
All right. Any Facebook or Twitter for anyone else? It's okay. You can say no. And I'm not. In fact, I'm actually not going to let Kyle say anything because fuck him.
Oh, come on.
All right, Kyle. What do you got?
Just Manic Expression. Go to manicexpression.com.
That's true. All right. Thanks to everyone. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope that you guys will enjoy listening to the next one, because it's going to be a whole new group of people being tortured, and I think my brother's coming back for that one. So, until next time, have a nice time, and I guess go fuck yourself.